Well, hello there. Multiple felon Gondor Calabasas here, something a little bit different. Got the late game of the year for you. I was gonna do it, then I wasn't gonna do it, and then I was like, I was gonna make a list of all the games and then do a countdown. Just one game. Decided there wasn't, whatever. I'm not gonna get into it. One game. We're doing one game. Doing the Dark Ages, as you can tell by this video. Doom the Dark Ages is a rare first-person shooter where I actually feel challenged. Most first-person shooters take the skill completely out of it, and it's just all about like reaction time. I think a great example of this is Trey Pang 2. I haven't played the first one, but yeah, Trey Pang. It's like sort of like a spiritual successor to Fear, and as a huge fan of Fear, I think it's nowhere near as good as Fear. It's really not. Like, the headshots don't do as much damage as you'd hope they would. The enemies are a little bit more bullet spongy, and yeah, and the guns are like not as accurate as you hope. So that's how I feel about like a lot of shooters. They have this kind of like not about, like, for me a first person shooter is about, like, it kind of depends a little bit. You know, you got your standard classical shooter and your, you know, kind of like more military style shooter, and that's kind of like the spectrum. And I feel like it's got to be a little bit about like dodging, taking cover, strafing, something along those lines, and like headshots. You want accuracy and speed, just like in general, just lots of speed. And I feel like that's things that a lot of shooters get away from. Like, you look at Concord, for example. I'm going on a rant here, but like Concord to me was obviously going to fail if you look at the gameplay footage, because you have you know, everybody's a bullet sponge in that game. So right there, that's like a, if you're gonna do something like that, you have to have some kind of like way of making the gameplay satisfying, because it's not satisfying to, you know, shoot somebody in the head 10 times and then get killed anyways. But the other big problem with Concord is the floaty jumps. See the way these characters move in Concord, and it's nothing like this. Look how quickly you're going up and down in this Doom the Dark Ages. So yeah, all these things come together that make a lot of these shooters today really off-putting for me. So yeah, it's just like, yeah. Anyways, Doom Eternal, for the one that came before this, the Doom game that came before this, for me felt like a game for casual gamers. It was a shooter for everyone. The Marauder enemy in particular is just like a game of Simon Says, and I fucking hate that. For those of you who don't know, it's like he's invulnerable unless, like, I haven't played the game in forever, but it's like got a shield, and based on whether or not he's got a shield up or he sends his dogs or whatever it is, you either have to do this thing, that thing, or you can damage him. And it's just like this Simon Says game, and that is like, to me, that is not what first person shooters are, and that's not what, and that's definitely not what Doom. To me, at its core, it sounds so stupid, but I love it so much, is the famous quote of like a Doom, it's like a Doom strategy guide quote or whatever, and it's like, shoot it until it dies. That's like the entire like tip. And for me, that's actually like a great example of what like the classic first person shooter should be. You should be able to shoot every enemy until they die. You should be able to do that with every enemy, in my opinion. And having an enemy, even Dark Ages does this a little bit. There's the I believe it's called the Revenant. It's the guy with the two like missile launchers on his shoulders. That dude, he's like invulnerable, and I don't like that. I don't think that's great game design, but like, it's pretty short lasting. And you can kind of counter it because he does the counterable ability. Anyways, yeah, I did not like the Marauder. It just completely changed the game, and it's not, for me, That's like, you're not rewarding skill anymore with the Marauder. You're rewarding memorization. You're rewarding somebody just like memorizing this little Simon Says game. You're rewarding people memorizing a game of rock, paper, scissors. Again, that's not first-person shooter. Right? Then Doom 2016, I thought that was pretty much trash. Like, I really wanted to love that game. I really, really, really wanted to love that game, and my god, it's just so boring. So, I feel like it's worth mentioning that I get why a lot of people didn't like Doom the Dark Ages in the beginning, because I didn't like Doom the Dark Ages in the beginning. And, sec, I can actually do this. Oh, that's not what I wanted. And I didn't really like this game either until I changed the difficulty around, and this is like my recommended Doom the Dark Ages settings. So, get this over here so I can actually read this. Alright, so first things first, you want to lower this parry window. Bring that all the way down to the smallest, for sure. Increase the enemy aggression, crank that out. And this is like regardless of how good you are, in my opinion. You should just be doing this. You can change this damage to player and damage to demons if you're having trouble. But yeah, anyways, so you drop the parry window, you increase the enemy aggression to maximum, you increase the projectile speed to maximum, and then the game speed. This is the most important one for sure. Out of all these settings, you have to do this one. This is what makes the game good. This is it right here, the game speed. Rank that up to the max 150. Wouldn't even... I'd be kind of interested to see what like 175 looks like, to be honest. But I think that's probably plenty fast enough. Anyways, when you combine these settings, this turns this game into something that is absolutely incredible. It just like it gets the adrenaline pumping. It is exactly what you want when it comes to first-person shooter design. When it comes to the game itself, overall, I don't like the flying missions. I don't like the walking mech missions. I get where they're coming from with that. There's this belief that AAA games from developers or publishers or whatever, I don't know who exactly, that they have to have like really, really good pacing, and a lot of developers interpret good pacing as either like a really long, quiet cutscene or a complete change of gameplay, like, you know, a driving mission and then a shooting mission or whatever. So obviously they put in the mech missions and the flying missions to change up the gameplay and make it just like, as they see it, an overall better game. But in my opinion, when it comes to games like Doom, when it comes to games like Wolfenstein, when it comes to your overall classic kind of first-person shooter, I don't think that kind of pacing is necessary. And I think games like this would overall be way better if they didn't worry about pacing at all and were just like, you know, 10 out of 10 adrenaline pumping all the time. You know, on the reverse, on the other side of it, you have games like horror games, and it makes a lot of sense that those games need to be paced properly, because that makes those scary moments scarier when, you know, it's quieter beforehand. That's just like, we know this. But when it comes to like action, I don't think it needs to be that way. With a movie, it makes more sense to have pacing, but even then, like, you can have a movie and just have it like non-stop action, as far as I'm concerned. That can be really fantastic. So I get where they're coming from with the decision to do the mechs and the flying missions or whatever, but yeah, I don't think it's necessary. And I think AAA developers who are making the classic kind of first-person shooter need to like step away from the caring so much about pacing. So overall, when it comes to single players that require skill, I struggle to think of anything else that quite matches Doom the Dark Ages. If you're looking for a shooter that actually you want to like help improve your first-person shooter skills in single player, this is probably your best choice. I really can't think of something that's better than this. Anyways, I want to make a video like this for a while where I talk about different YouTubers. So we are moving on to the next section. I want to talk about YouTubers for a while, so I'm just going to quickly recommend some YouTube channels here that I've been watching a lot in 2025. This is Ross's Game Dungeon, 95 videos here. Does it show my mouse? Mouse there, doesn't matter. But yeah, 95 videos. All of them are absolutely hilarious. Dude's got a great sense of humor. Basically, all the videos are is he plays through a game beginning to end, and then I don't know how exactly he does it, but the videos are just like a sort of summary or like montage of his experience with the game or whatever. Specifically, I'm gonna recommend his Hellgate London video and the Secret World video. I wanted to pick one, but I really couldn't pick one. Next YouTuber I want to recommend, moving on already, is EarlyBird. Again, absolutely hilarious. Love these videos. A little bit different from the other guy. Similar, but a little bit different. EarlyBird does like this does more kind of like in-depth plot analysis with her videos, and it's really good shit. I watched this 3 hour Shadow Hearts video, and I was expecting to get bored at some point. I was expecting to hate it at some point and like rage quit the video. I watched the entire thing, and it was really, really good. So, yeah, I'd strongly recommend this channel. Great videos. Yeah, they also have a second channel. I forget what exactly that was, but that's basically that's it. That's my game of the year. Those are my YouTuber recommendations. Oh yeah, gotta recommend a video. Check out the Faust video. I'll link these in the description. Faust video is goddamn hilarious. This game is cursed. One of the most cursed games I've ever seen in my life. This video is just absolutely hilarious. Anyways, yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Yeah.